The menu is not the meal. The map is not the territory. Symbols are not the truth. Alan Watts, this video isn't just a reflection. It's an instruction for exit. Now only one question remains. Where do you truly want to live? If this message spoke to you, like, comment, and share so more people like you can find their way back to reality. Welcome to What's Real. If you feel like the world isn't real, you're already close to the exit. The world is distorted, but you can feel it. The world around you seems real. News rushes in at a frightening pace. People repeat the same thoughts. Social media tells you how to feel, what to want. Events unfold like a script written in advance. Everyone is busy, but there's no life in it. There's motion, but no meaning. You look at all this, and on the surface, everything seems normal. Everything makes sense. Everything is as it should be. But deep inside, there's a subtle dissonance. Something doesn't match. Somewhere within, a quiet, uncertain but persistent feeling whispers, "This isn't it. This isn't real." You can't explain it yet, but you also can't forget it. That feeling is your first key. It's a call, a crack in the glass through which another world becomes visible. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand your attention. It waits. True reality is always silent. It calls to you, and if you're ready, it will open. What you call reality is just a stable projection, a cognitive construct built from other people's thoughts, fears, and beliefs. From early childhood, we're taught to see the world in a certain way. We mistake fear for truth, masks for faces, consumption for meaning. This is distorted perception. We are shown a picture, a projection, and told, this is life. The career race, the endless lack of time, the loud answers to questions you never asked. You're not living in reality. You're living in an interpretation. This is cognitive substitution, when what you feel is replaced with what you're supposed to think. But each person has something that mystics call a point of assembly, an invisible configuration from which you view the world. You build your reality from that point, moment by moment. It defines what you see, and more importantly, what you don't see. This point can be shifted, gently, but permanently, in a moment of silence. In the instant you refuse to play by the rules. And when it shifts, reality begins to tremble. The picture cracks. You no longer believe what you once believed. It's terrifying and liberating. True reality is not on a screen, not in templates, not in other people's opinions. It lives in the inner resonance, in what stirs something inside you, even if the entire world says, that's not real. But to see it, you must shift the point of assembly, and that's not magic. That's a choice of attention. Let's try it. Pause. Turn off the noise. Stop for just 1 minute and ask yourself, what I'm seeing right now, is it truly mine? Or was it suggested to me? Feel it. What do you truly see when you're not searching for the right answer? Now try something else. Change your angle. Literally. Sit in a different place. Alter your rhythm. Go outside with no destination. Changing context breaks the pattern. And when the pattern breaks, you begin to see differently. In that moment, the point of assembly shifts, and you no longer see the world through borrowed eyes. You see it from within yourself. True reality needs no proof. It doesn't argue, it doesn't shout. It doesn't ask you to be better or more successful. It remains quiet, but it reveals itself in the simplest of moments. And somehow, You feel it speaking to you, wordlessly, through an inner resonance. There is no pressure in it, no rush, only presence. It doesn't push you to become someone else. It allows you to simply be. You recognize it in small, unnoticed things. A deep breath no one controls. A glance at the sky when everything suddenly goes still. The touch of earth, of a tree, of your own body. In a sincere yes or an honest no, even if no one hears it. It doesn't respond to success. It responds to sincerity. It doesn't answer masks. But the moment you are honest, truly, without playing a role, it opens. What is real doesn't need to be proven. It simply is. How to feel this reality and enter it, and what mistakes keep you from seeing it. True reality isn't somewhere beyond the horizon, it's right here. But to enter it, you must stop looking for it in the familiar. Pause. Freeze for a moment. Do nothing. Become silence. Bring your attention to your body, to your breath, to the sounds around you, to the inner space that is always with you, but almost always overlooked. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this truly mine, or was it given to me? If you learn to listen for resonance, you will begin to recognize what is real. Because the genuine always sounds different. Soft, but unmistakable. But there are mistakes that keep you trapped in illusion. And they don't live outside. They live in your mind. 1. If everyone lives this way, it must be right. Number what's common isn't always real. 2. I need to be like them to feel safe. You are not just another tree in a forest. You are a human being. 3. My reality must be wrong because no one shares it. What is true is not always popular. Sometimes it's one of a kind. Sometimes only you can feel it, and that is your power. These beliefs are like cages. They create a world where everything feels normal, but you are dead inside. If you want to enter reality, true, alive, quiet, you'll need to break these cages, not by escaping, but by choosing again and again to stay with yourself fully. What does it truly mean to be here and now? To be here and now doesn't just mean stopping or sitting cross-legged. It's not a technique. It's a choice of attention. It means you are not in the past, not lost in memory or regret, and not in the future, not trapped in expectation or fear. You are in your body, in your breath, in the sounds that exist right now. You look, and you actually see. You listen, and you don't interpret, you simply receive. Here and now means you are not running. Not into your phone, not into your thoughts, not into your roles. You stay with what is, even if it's raw, uncomfortable, unfinished. And then suddenly you notice, this moment is alive. This moment is real. And within it is already everything you need. If you stop demanding and start being present. Why do so many choose the lie, even when they know the truth? And how do you keep from slipping back? You've already seen. You've even felt that the world isn't what it appears to be. You touched something real, maybe only for a moment, but it was enough to know. Reality exists. And yet, you find yourself walking in circles again, returning to the place you wanted to leave, watching the news, living a role, doubting yourself. Why? Because the lie is easier. It's familiar, like an old coat. It's everywhere, and it promises safety. Be like everyone else, and you'll survive. Truth is the opposite. It strips you bare. It makes you alive, and therefore vulnerable. You can't hide in truth. You have to stand alone, honestly. That's why even those who have seen often go back. They pretend they didn't. Pretend it was nothing. Pretend it's not scary. Pretend it's just life. So how do you keep from slipping back? You don't need to fight the lie. You need to strengthen the truth within. Every day, gently, consistently, through attention, through breath, through small, honest decisions. Catch yourself in the moment of habit. Ask, is this true for me? Or just a convenient script? Choose what is alive, even if it's imperfect, even if there's no applause. Because in that moment, you choose to be, not just to function. And only that choice can keep you rooted in reality. For real, what makes you feel alive when everything around you feels scripted? Even when everything seems pre-written, the phrases repeat, the days copy themselves, even emotions become predictable, as if you're playing a role someone else assigned to you. But then, something breaks the rhythm, something unexplainable, something alive. It might be the warm light in the eyes of a passing stranger, your sudden no, spoken for the very first time, a touch that holds not a trace of pretense, a moment when you allow yourself to cry or laugh without caring how it looks. That's it. That's aliveness. It doesn't follow instructions. It doesn't obey a script. It arrives when you stop pretending and stay. You are alive when you are real, even if no one understands it, even if you walk alone. Because being alive isn't a role, it's your true nature. True reality begins the moment you stop running from yourself. Life in true reality. It doesn't promise ease, but it gives you freedom. You begin to see differently, more deeply, more slowly, more clearly. Distortions may still be around you, but they're no longer inside you, because you've found a point of stillness within yourself. And that is the beginning of real life. Living in true reality doesn't mean everything becomes easy, but it means you stop lying to yourself, you stop acting, you stop running. It's not a path of comfort, it's a path of freedom. You begin to see with different eyes, not from the surface, but from depth, not in haste, but in presence, not through fear, but through the eyes of the heart. The world around you may remain distorted. The outer picture might not change overnight, but within you, the distortion is gone. You still hear the noise, but you no longer fuse with it, because you've found a solid ground inside yourself. And now, no one can twist you, confuse you, or convince you that black is white. You'll begin to feel how reality responds to truth, how silence becomes your home, how solitude becomes strength, how your honesty draws in what is truly yours. This is the beginning, not of a new idea, but of real life. A life where you are alive, not in a script, but in reality.